Ooh. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to
Ooh.
Big Gauchos, the stock investing show that's completely out of pocket to help put money in your pocket. I am Austin, back with the boys.
What up, Big Gauchos? It's your boy, Big Gaucho Tyler. We back.
Hey guys, David's here. Hopefully everyone's having a great Monday. Wait, yeah,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday today,
Thursday.
but
Thursday.
it'll be
Thursday.
Thursday for them.
Yeah, great middle of the week. Halfway done, halfway to go.
Yeah, we all need a nap, but pretty exciting news coming out today. The first one is a nice, spooky, old-fashioned mystery.
Ooh.
Ooh, Airbnb has just filed for an IPO, but all the details are completely confidential.
Yeah, it seems pretty sketchy. I know they were talking about doing an IPO early or like toward the end of last year, that they were going to do one in 2020. And I think it's just bad timing. And honestly, I think they should have just postponed it because now is a terrible time, in my opinion.
Especially for Airbnb, just because nobody's really traveling or doing business trips anymore with the illness going around. But
Dude.
I was also reading they laid off 25% of the company in May of this year, which is no small feat at all. And then they also have lost half of their valuation since April of 17. So
Wow. So
they've
basically a sinking ship.
yeah, they've been hit super hard by the pandemic and all that. So
Mm.
I I don't know. It seems like they're already in very deep trouble, and maybe this IPO is just so people can buy on speculation and raise some capital for the company.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's probably what it is. And I mean, it's a good company. I think almost everyone's used Air. Well, not almost everyone, but a lot of people have used Airbnbs. It's a cheaper alternative to getting hotels.
So much cheaper. But I mean, if you think about how hard the hotels are struggling right now too, and that's just hotels, like Airbnb is only one company.
Hmm.
You know, there's VRBO and things like that, but it's pretty much one of two or three in its space. So they're definitely very limited here, and it doesn't look promising at all, especially if they're not going to disclose any financials. They're just sitting in a back room trying to find a way to make it look as good as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would buy into it. You can do it if that's your forte, but I think it's a little bit risque.
Mhm.
YOLO.
I definitely wouldn't. Nah, I don't even think I'd YOLO this one. It's just and I bought Steinmart. I don't even think I'd YOLO Airbnb.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're gonna do an IPO. It's gonna be like way overvalued, like $100 a stock, and then just drop down to like $45.
It's gonna be just like Lyft and Uber. That's for sure.
Ooh. They actually
Remember
had some
that?
pretty decent ones, I think, didn't they? Or no, actually no, there's tanked afterwards, never mind.
Yeah, just because their financials were so wonky at the time.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's getting into scary territory, but hopefully hopefully things will straighten out for them if things start to recover, but it honestly it doesn't look like they would make it long term.
we're doing puts.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Puts on Airbnb as soon as the IPO comes out. Puts on
I mean, it's
Airbnb.
probably gonna drop. I would be very surprised if it didn't drop immediately upon release. Depends on actually how much it's gonna be valued at.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very big deal for sure. But
Yeah.
I guess we'll I guess we'll have to determine what's going to happen next.
$150 billion valuation.
Could you imagine? They were
Yeah.
valued at something like 18 billion
Really? Huh.
earlier last year, I want to say.
So we're
But
probably looking at
they're
like 9 or like 10 now.
yeah. Well, it's 18 billion as of April in this year, but that's half of what it was the 2 years before that.
I see. I see.
Yeah. So it's it's not looking too bright. I think I'd just try to raise, you know, private equity or venture capital if I were them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
because
we'll see.
you can convince one company to invest in you, but you can't convince a million people that you're right. Millions every day, huge volume.
True. Yeah, we'll definitely see how their numbers look when they start releasing them.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't expect anything substantial, but I hope I'm wrong because it'd be a cool company. Something I've used a lot, so definitely believe in it.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
dang, man, I guess we'll see what happens. You guys will just have to come back for the next episode.
Yeah, we're gonna Airbnb my backyard.
Oh, you can camp on the dirt.
Jeez, that sounds quite
Exactly.
comfortable.
We're gonna
I'll do it.
hire Simon. Simon, what's it called? The
Simon
lumber.
Property Group.
Yeah, we're gonna hire them to build a mall in the back, and you can just live in it.
Dang, dude. You gotta have the biggest backyard I've ever seen before.
Dude, yeah.
Takes up an entire neighborhood. But in other news, we have a little bit of boycott going on. This time it's from the president. Mr. Trump himself he put out some tweets today that Americans should boycott Goodyear Tire. The reason being is because the company is not allowing its employees to wear MAGA hats, so they're making America great again hats. And I guess Mr. Trump got a little bit upset and called for a boycott.
Wow. I was just looking at their stock price. It actually didn't tank too much. They're actually green in after hours.
Yeah, down 23 cents on the day.
Yeah, I think maybe what happened is it got so much attention that people just wanted to buy because they thought it was tanking, and then they actually pushed the stock price back up.
That could happen.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think all this calls for boycotting just because you don't agree with the company is kind of ridiculous. It's pretty dangerous too. I really wish it would stop because I don't think it's a good thing to have in American life.
no, not at all. Yeah, especially a company like Goodyear. That's an American staple. It's like, you can't. No, nobody's like gonna agree with everybody 100% of the time, but like you can't just start attacking huge businesses.
Yeah, they're an
Yeah.
American company based in Ohio, so that's a swing
Yeah,
state. We'll see if that maybe comes back to bite them in a little bit.
I think it will, especially since his whole focus was the whole American manufacturing thing and bringing jobs back to America, and he's attacking and boycotting American companies.
Yeah, definitely not a good look to it.
Nope.
On Goodyear's, I didn't look into it or anything, just based on what I've got from you guys. Goodyear's it's a company. I feel like most companies should try and be as neutral as possible, especially with their employees. Like, I understand you support this person or this political figure, and that's great. But like when it comes to like your work, you should just be as neutral as possible, so you don't offend any other customers that don't agree with your views. At the same time, even if you see people that agree with you, you still always have to be aware of that other person. Because you're still
Yeah,
performing a service.
yeah. You gotta stay professional, and it's like just companies should just like make people just stay in one uniform. I
Yeah.
I don't understand what's so hard about that, but
Like, I
it's
understand it's your right to, the freedom of speech to express your opinion and all that. But at the same time, like you said, Austin, it's a professionalism that comes within working with the company.
yeah. I mean, you don't want to start political fights with your customers. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. That is true. But the reason why I guess Trump was upset is because the company Goodyear is allowing its employees to wear Black Lives Matter attire, which I guess is seen as more of a left wing political, I guess, ideology,
Okay.
right? Kind of. Would you
Yeah,
guys
no,
agree with
that
that?
makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
kind of bipartisan, but yeah.
Yeah, no. So I guess he was upset that they can wear that kind of attire, but not his. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I feel
agree.
like that's a little bit of a push. If they allowed Joe Biden stuff, but not make America great again stuff, then I could see where the
Oh, yeah,
bias would be.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I don't think it should be politicized. I think it's a pretty important topic.
Yeah, it's definitely very important. I wonder if they're allowing Joe Biden um, merch to be worn. I'll have to look into it.
I sure hope not. I mean, it's a two-way street, you know. Like, if you can't wear "Make America Great Again" attire, then you definitely can't wear Joe Biden's attire. You know,
Yeah,
keep it neutral. Professionalism. We're a business. We're not here to express our opinions, you know, or start fights with any of the customers. You see,
that's so true.
a full like fist fight.
Dude, I can only imagine what was going on in that store when they ended up banning it.
What is Joe Biden's like? I guess motto. Like, what's his like slogan? You guys know?
I have no idea. I mean, yeah,
I have
he
no
didn't
idea
even
either.
announce his VP until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't follow politics. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, well,
I don't
yeah, I
know
don't
what's going
really
on.
do. But I don't think any of us really do too much.
Yep. Nope.
No,
Um,
it's important to know what's happening, I guess, but also like the world's so messed up right now, it can get a little depressing.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
100%.
because wasn't Hillary Clinton's "I'm with her"? Was that what it was? Right.
Yeah, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I can remember that one, but I don't even know what Joe Biden's is.
I
Oh
can't
well.
either. There's no mention in any article about Joe Biden merch being worn at Goodyear, so he probably doesn't even have any, honestly. He probably just forgot to make it.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. We'll look into that and see if there is any Joe Biden merch. But
I'll have
Apple,
to.
one of America's biggest companies, is now valued at $2 trillion.
Woo! The first of its kind, baby.
Wow.
Yeah. Weren't we just
Apple
saying that one company was worth $1 trillion now? I swear it was Apple, was it not?
was
It
it Amazon?
was Apple and Amazon.
Yeah, but now Apple's $2 trillion, so did they just like double in a couple days?
Oh no, we were talking about a story where there was a potential scenario that Jeff Bezos could become a trillionaire in like 15, 20 years or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That might have been it. But yeah, we were talking about how Apple was on the road to being valued at 2 trillion, and Tim Cook's net worth increased to over $1 billion as CEO of Apple.
Okay.
Wow.
I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense. I remember that a little bit now.
I was
Yeah,
talking to
they're all a haze.
I was talking to Big Gaucho Kane this morning. He said that I think it took Apple 28 years or 38 years to make their first $1 billion in like or $1 trillion evaluation, and it took them 2 years to double that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And we're talking about $1 trillion too. That's such an astronomical number. I'm still not going to buy the new stock split, but it's impressive for anybody. Especially impressive for Apple.
No, it is. And I was also reading that I believe it's the 12 richest Americans are accumulated together over $1 trillion now,
Wow.
which is actually insane.
It's insane. Almost it's almost 1% of the debt, 20%.
Wait, because what's the debt at? Is it 22 trill?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's 23. Never mind. I'm not doing the math right.
I was gonna say like 20%. Really? What?
Like, wow, we've been paying it down over the years.
Yeah,
I
that's what
thought,
I was thinking.
I thought it was 26 trillion.
It's about
Yeah,
4%.
it may be. I just know it's in the 20s. At least
Yeah, it's up.
last time
it's
I
up
checked.
Isn't that insane? The top 12 richest people in the world, and it's only 4% of the U.S. national debt.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean the debt's larger than our GDP, so kind of,
What a time to be alive, boys.
yeah. What a time to be alive. Hopefully, we see a day where we have a surplus. That'd be kind of cool.
Dude,
Yeah. I don't think we've had a surplus of funds since World War II, though.
No, I think it was Bill Clinton, 1990. 1999, we
Yeah,
had a
no,
surplus.
he had a surplus blood budget, but I'm talking about surplus overall, so no debt at all in our treasury.
Oh, bro, I don't know about all that.
But yeah, you're
It's-
right. Bill Clinton did have a surplus in his budget.
Yeah.
It'll probably never happen in our lifetime that we get rid of $21 trillion in debt.
Yeah, or whatever it is right now, but that's probably true, and it's pretty unfortunate. I don't know.
Let's put
Unless
some
like,
options. 40 trillion debt by the end of next year.
oh, man.
We're heading there. We're getting really close to that.
I really hope
Unfortunate.
not. Yeah, we just need to like stop spending money for 3 years altogether. The federal government just spends $0.
Could you
Just
imagine
collects
that?
the same taxes. No,
Could you
I mean
imagine what
that
would happen to the country?
Dude,
there
horrible.
would be anarchy in the streets without a doubt.
Yeah, because like the government.
everybody would be burning down buildings. Yeah, it would be a mess.
But I mean, something of that nature needs to happen in order to pay off
What,
the debt.
anarchy?
No, not anarchy. Where we just stop spending money and we still collect taxes to pay it off.
We need to stop minting new currency, that's for sure.
Where does the majority of our taxpayer money go? Do you guys know?
Majority of
You're talking about like state taxes is usually like education, but like federal, I'm not sure.
There's discriminatory and non-discriminatory, I believe. So like required and non-required spending, and the required spending, majority of it goes to Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, and then the majority of the, I guess, like budget passes goes toward military, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. We do have the most expensive military in the world.
Yeah, but I can't remember. I think it's a really large percentage that goes to Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. I think it's maybe like 50% goes to that.
Okay.
And Social Security is going bankrupt still?
Yeah.
You believe it?
Yeah.
It's because
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's because the boomers were the biggest generation almost in history, and they're all retiring at the same time, which has been the last few years and still going. So
Yeah.
it might
No,
never
that's true.
it might never end. The boomers might bankrupt Medicare.
I mean, unpopular opinion, there needs to be some reforms, but no politician's ever going to do that because that's pretty much political suicide.
Yep, that's exactly right.
But I mean, someone needs to do it. Honestly, it needs some changes on. I don't know. Hopefully, someone will be able to do it.
No, because we all have to pay for it, and us three, we're never going to get it. There's going to be long bankrupt by the time we retire.
Yeah.
Let's
Reset
face
new
it,
currency.
Yeah. The government pays you in Bitcoin every month for your Social Security check.
They're kind of interesting.
I'll accept, but I guess we'll have to see what they end up doing. You know, everything's getting a little crazy right now, and especially with going back to school, we got word that a fifth of college students are going to be taking a pandemic gap year because they're scared of the virus. So I think it makes sense. I really like in-person teaching a lot better, and I wouldn't have been able to do the whole flex thing. I don't really like online either. So, also, yeah, Dave, I switched the arrow before we started the show.
Got him.
I saw. I had the arrow or the greater sign pointed the other way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to start this one off. Honestly, I personally was thinking of taking like a gap year just because I love going in person. I love having that interaction with the teachers and meeting people and having that full experience. It was something that I gravitated towards. And then when I heard that it's gone and then we went through that spring semester fully online, I just hated it. And I just knew that it was hurting my learning. So yeah, I understand why 1/5 of college students are taking a gap year. So we'll see how this affects the colleges and what actions they take to, to get students to come back to school. Because I know tuition isn't going down; it's still up, even though we're online.
Yeah, you're paying to sit in your bedroom, but yeah, the spring semester, the last semester, my grades were so bad because not only could I not get the hang of it, like I just didn't like it, and so it was hard to focus. But also, professors had no idea what they were doing. There was no training, so it's just it's kind of a perfect storm there.
Yeah. I mean, I know people who are taking gap years this year just because they don't want to deal with it.
Right.
And most people that I know that are doing that are kind of doing introductory classes to their major, so they haven't really gotten super deep in. And I feel like if you don't have the foundations for the topic you're learning, it would be really challenging to do it online, and you probably wouldn't get a good foundation to, be successful later on in college.
Oh, dude, doing 100s online with like 500 people, that'd be awful.
Yeah, that's what Baby Gaucho Kevin is doing. All his classes are online.
No
That's
way.
fair.
Yeah, I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, the freshman experience is definitely a big part of what college is all about.
hmm But me and Tyler, we're at the end of the road. We pretty much know all of our stuff already. It's just kind of a little bit additional information we got to know. So
Dude,
tuck
I
it
know.
out.
Senior year is the easiest, I pieced out, but it's all right.
But I feel like
Your classes
last
are
year,
so much better.
I feel like last year in the spring, I didn't really struggle too much doing online, and I feel like it's probably just because U of A probably has better faculty that are more experienced and better at teaching, so they were able
Okay.
to adjust better.
Okay, buddy, calm down. We got double the population, double the campus size, um, double enrollment. So, it did take us a while. I'm not saying it was a good experience, but don't sleep on ASU. Make sure you always enroll. Tempe, go Devils.
Yeah, but I'm also doing a introductory psychology class, so I'll probably be the only senior in that class, full of freshmen. Um,
Yeah.
but it's all online, so I mean I won't see any of them, so it's not really that embarrassing to go in.
You're the resident old man.
Love
Yeah.
that.
I didn't want to take the class honestly, but I kind of have to. So.
So you guys just opted to just stick with it, just to graduate on time, just get it over with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna change my plans. I don't really care.
That's what I would have done too. Like, if I was a junior or a senior, yeah, I would have just stuck with it. But freshman or sophomore, yeah, I could see why you take a year off. I just
100%.
I just think, like, yeah, I mean, if it's your senior year, you might as well just finish. Like, you don't want to drag it out.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's opened up in the spring if things get better.
Dude, that's what I'm thinking too. But we've already been doing it for half a year, so let's hope it's not 1 year.
Yeah.
Hope
So we'll
not.
see if it's opened back up in March.
Phew. We can only hope. It's a
Dave,
new
medical
target.
school online,
Um,
100%.
No, I don't think that would be that big of a deal. At least
Because it's like
at
the beginning, so
Well, yeah, but at least at U of A, a lot of the students don't even come to class. Honestly, they just
Oh.
because they record all the lectures and post it as a podcast.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of students actually just skip class and then go and watch the podcast, and that's how they learn.
can you
It's
can you
actually a
hack
huge
the link?
majority.
Can you hack
I
the
have
link
no
and put up
idea.
Big Gaucho's podcast instead?
I don't think so. I don't know how to do that, and I don't think I would if I did know how to do it.
Yeah, just a disclaimer: all medical schools, that was a joke. We do not condone that type of behavior.
Yeah. So
Hey, what sharing platform do they use when they do their podcasts?
it's not. I don't know why I called it a podcast. It's like a video. Sorry. I think it's.
Anchor?
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah.
get into an anchor sponsor. It's too early in the show.
I had to.
Yeah, use promo code Gaucho when you sign up at U of A.
No. Yeah. I was not falling for that. I don't really know these. I think it's I have no idea.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully it all goes well. But I don't know when all's going to be right in the world. But
Right.
GE just signed a $1.2 billion deal with Iraq on the other side of the world to maintain their electric grid. Pretty big deal. I don't know what Iraq was using for power before, but that was some big news that came out today. And also that the US might finance the project or part of the project.
Huh.
make some interest money.
Yeah, I didn't know that their
Yeah, it just
electricity
came out
was
today.
failing. It's very odd.
I don't know if it's even fail. Well, I guess it must be if they're trying to get GE to take it over, but I think it has to do with the fundings for technological advancements as well, not just the maintenance, but it was kind of an all or nothing deal, if you will.
Let's see. Kind of reminds me of California because right now California is like they're having some problems with their electricity. It's too hot there.
Yeah,
Not as
and
hot as
lightning.
Arizona, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah, come
lightning,
on.
and they're having like blackouts for certain parts of the state every day to try and keep the electrical grid going.
That's
So
insane.
something's going on with PG&E, and I don't know, someone's got to figure it out because that's we're not a third world country. We don't need to have power outages every other day.
Every day. It's only California too. I'm ashamed to be a PG&E stockholder, but it's definitely very red today. I also have GE. It's pretty red, but if you guys are listening at home, make sure you pick some up. Okay, I'm only down like 1% on PG&E, but
Mm-hmm.
GE
Yeah,
I'm
because
down like 5%.
I know some of my friends who are in California, and they're texting me like, "Oh, my power's out for the day."
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same way. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's not going out here, but the lightning doesn't stop." Like, what? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, so California is not a paradise right now.
Rolling blackouts, isn't that what it's called? Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, that sounds awful. But I hope Iraq gets a good grid going, and Chevron's also thinking about getting in there to do an oil energy deal with Iraq. So might be good for U.S. oil soon. Not USO stock. I just mean U.S. oil companies. Never
Okay,
buy
yeah.
USO.
No comment.
No comment at all.
Yeah, I mean, I made some money on USO. I'll take it. Take what I can get.
I gotcha.
I mean, like
Well,
0.5%, maybe.
I was gonna say we're not all so lucky. Some of us have to take 0.5% losses. But you guys don't have to take any losses if you're buying the biggest winners. You might have to if you bought some biggest losers. You're never going to take losses on the sleepers. We only pick gains, baby. So hit that intro. Momenta Pharmaceuticals. Dave, what the hell is this?
Yeah, so this is some pharmaceutical company. They make some kind of medication. I couldn't remember what it was called off the top of my head. I looked it up and then it went out my ear. I think it's some kind of vaccination, not for the virus, but for something else. But
69.12%. That's wild for one day.
yeah, so Johnson and Johnson is going to buy them out for $6.5 billion. And their current market cap was well below that, so it went up quite a bit to try to reach that mark.
I'd imagine. I think it's too late to buy in, but it's cool to think of what would happen if you owned it even just yesterday.
Yeah,
Doubled
so
your
Johnson
money.
and Johnson definitely bought it out, and I guess they may have paid a lot for it, maybe too much.
6.5 billion is not a small amount of money, but depending on what kind of vaccine or medicine they're making, could pay off pretty big.
Yeah, I'll have to look back into that in just a second or two and remember what it's called. But number 2 is Target, and they're under the ticker TGT, and they went up 12.6% today.
Boom. If you don't know what Target is, you're probably living under a rock, so we don't need to bother explaining it to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
They're solid.
Target.
Do you have a favorable opinion of Target? I think it's cool. It gets you a lot of stuff if you're in a hurry, but I don't regularly go there. It's just
I'm
okay.
a Walmart type of guy.
Yeah, me too. Or like fries.
Yeah, I go to
fries.
Target for like cleaning supplies. That's it.
Me too. And on the off chance you need like bedding or something if you're moving, it's the only times I've ever gone there.
Respect.
Yeah, I don't go grocery shopping at Target.
No, I mean you can. They got a decent selection, but that's where I got the ice cream for the Big Gaucho Blazing Wing Challenge. It's gonna be right here. any chance to plug a video we get.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
But well, we got some big losers that were not so lucky at all. First up, BioMarin Pharmaceutical Incorporated is down 35.28%. Dave, I can't pronounce any of these words, so you're gonna have to tell us what this means.
Yeah, so what BioMartin does is they develop treatments for people who have rare life-threatening disorders, and the two they focus on are achondroplasia, which is essentially dwarfism. It's where you just have very small limbs, but your torso is kind of normal sized. So it's they have all sorts of medical problems. They also have a bigger than normal head proportionally, and their forehead is also kind of protruding a little bit. So they have I guess, some kind of treatment for that. I'm not sure exactly what it would be doing. It has to definitely be treating side effects. I feel like as soon as you're born with it, you're kind of going to have it for life. There's no way we can fix genetic disorders, which is what it is.
Yeah.
So there's that. The second one is hemophilia A, and that is a problem where there's a genetic mutation in something called clotting factor 8 in the clotting factor cascade. So it's just people can't they just can't form blood clots very fast.
Pretending I know what it means.
So they're at risk of internal bleeding, external bleeding, excessive bleeding, and they need to probably be on clotting medication.
Sheesh. Well, at least they're doing some good, and it's not like a trendy seasonal thing either. It's definitely a long-term need that a lot of people would have.
Yeah, and hemophilia A is a X-linked recessive trait, so it mostly affects men because men only have one X chromosome while females have two. So if you have one bad X chromosome and you're a girl, you're lucky because you have another one that's probably good, and you won't really have any effects at all. Maybe minor bleeding problems, but overall you'll be chilling. But if you're a dude, you only have one X chromosome, and if it's bad, then well, you're kind of out of luck there, and you're gonna have some problems going on.
Sheesh. Yeah. I mean, sounds like life-saving medicine, so I'm glad they're out there doing it.
Heck yeah. Thanks, Dr. Dave, for your wise wisdom.
This has been Medical Advice with Dr. Dave. Tune in next week.
Not an official doctor.
And just quick disclaimer, we are not doctors yet.
Quick disclaimer, we are not licensed doctors. Any doctors' claims made on the show are not our responsibility. We're only responsible for big gains.
It's your game.
Oh, what's this? Fudu Holdings Limited. Do you think it's an online stock brokerage that could overtake Robinhood?
That definitely not. I don't really know what they are, honestly. I just saw
like Chinese Robinhood.
I guess so. Yeah, so they do brokerage and financial services for people who are living in China and Hong Kong.
Respect. Sounds like a big banking deal.
Yeah, so they went down a little bit today.
Make sure you go pick some up. Also, pick up these sleepers while you're at it. I just didn't want to talk about Fudu. I don't know anything either. Well, I don't know anything about the first sleeper either. It's Cree Incorporated, and they're one of the largest lighting manufacturers in the country. Had a little bit of lost gains today, but I just learned what they were, so I said, you know what, we'll try it out. We'll put it up, see if the guys like it.
That's interesting. Yeah, so I guess they make light bulbs and I don't know, light bulbs.
Yeah, pretty much light bulbs, LED lighting design for homes, offices, and studios. So pretty fun.
Yeah, I wonder if those people are the company that makes those really obnoxious LED lights that some drivers like to put on their vehicles and blind everyone.
I hate that.
God, I hope not. There's no regulations about it in Arizona either, so it's a total mess.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate and kind of obnoxious, and we don't like those people.
Quite unfortunate indeed. We hate them. We hate you. Arizona, please take those bulbs away from these menaces. But we got Ross Stores up in second. You know, it's a favorite of the show, I'd say.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. I love Ross. Honestly, though, the only thing I have with them is that they're always empty. People, they buy them out so fast.
They get ransacked all the time. Well, not literally, but the
Yeah.
prices are so cheap. There's hardly anything left unless you're literally camping out in the line.
Yeah, Ross is a major sleeper. I love their stores. Honestly, there's always a lot of people in there cashing out. And yeah, if they can just figure out a way to constantly like just improve their logistics on like moving product to the stores even a little bit, they'd sell so much more too.
Oh, dude, I totally agree. They jumped big in after hours today. They closed at 90 and now they're all the way up to 94.
Really? Let me
So,
take a look.
Mhm.
I mean, they went back down. I don't know what happened, but overall, their max graph looks like they've been really steady since they IPO'd in 1985. So, you
Damn,
know,
yeah, they definitely have been doing good.
those discount retail stores are super robust. So, it's definitely a sleeper buy if we're going into a huge recession like we are.
I
Mhm.
agree.
And then we got CubeSmart. Basically, it's a real estate investment trust, and they just own a bunch of storage facilities across the U.S.
Oh, also, real quick. Ross is having the earnings tomorrow and after hours.
Ooh, okay, maybe that's why we saw that spike today.
Yeah, so definitely keep an eye out for that.
For sure, I definitely will. But
Okay, sorry. Back to CubeSmart. Storage
oh
facility.
yeah, nothing much. Just storage facility real estate investment trust. So pretty standard. Self storage is kind of popping up everywhere, so it's a decent industry to be in.
Yeah. And maybe it will do better now because people might be moving, downsizing their living situation, and may have to store some stuff until they can get a place to put it or sell it.
It's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
thinking, but I guess we can't really be too sure. The price is pretty stable, so it fluctuates, and it kind of has since it debuted, but they got a really solid track record, so I think you'd be okay buying some.
Should we have a big Gaucho storage facility as well in the backyard?
Yeah, I'm down. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Big gauchos, big storage.
Exactly. Love that.
Love it, love it. Well, wait, Dave, what podcast platform did you say that U of A uses for medical school?
I believe it's Anchor.
Oh, it's Anchor.
Hey,
That's a funny
what?
coincidence. Did you guys at home know that we use Anchor for all of these podcasts?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, and they've been gracious
And
enough to sponsor this show for us.
yeah, so we have a little bit of word for Anchor. We're gonna hit you up with it right now.
Boom. All right, Tyler took the dub 2 days in a row. He might be going for the UAV. We'll have to see. No new additions to the bankruptcy boneyard, right?
No, nope.
Nope. Same.
I always forget it, but yeah. But Tyler, congratulations for the
Hey,
day.
first back to back. You already know. Finally coming back for once.
First back to back. All right, I'm with it. What
Yeah.
what will you choose as the magical number? You think it's a
Uh,
red day or a green day?
I'm gonna. I mean, it worked for me 2 times in a row, so I'm just gonna YOLO it. Third time's the charm. I'm just gonna keep it to what it ended today. 27,692.88.
Dang it, dude. That was mine.
I know. I'm sorry,
Um,
Austin, but I had to. 3 in a row. I gotta get
oh,
that.
he's
I gotta get it.
stole my method, man. 3 days in a row. That's all right. We'll
Dude, it
get back.
works. I gotta come
Come
back
back.
somehow.
Yeah, we'll come back. I feel like the futures are down and everything's going down, but will the market actually take another downturn? We haven't had a green day this week yet.
I mean, hey, it was almost at 28,000 at some point today.
Yeah, the fluctuations are wild. It was at 27,912 was the highest it got.
Yeah, so you never know.
What do you think, Dave?
I don't know. I'm conflicted because I feel like, we're at that point in the roller coaster. And let's say we're on a roller coaster that goes up and then it kind of goes down and then it goes like that and then down.
Yeah.
So we're at the point where we're going like this. So
we're on the upside down corkscrew.
Yeah, we're on that one. And we may just tank tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking. But we may also go up.
I know, that's the problem. This is like, it could easily just get bailed out first thing in the morning.
So,
suspense is insane.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to say, 27,450.
Ooh, we're going bear today, boys.
That's not bad at all. You're at 450. Dang. Well, let's see. I'll do 27. No, because then if I do that, then I got to go to almost 27,800 tomorrow. 450. I can't really get in the middle of you guys, I don't think, mathematically.
Mathematically, no, you could.
What's 692 minus 100?
592.
592. And you said 450? Yeah, that'll just barely make it. I would say 27,300.
Respect.
Just for kicks. I don't care. It's fine. I'll YOLO it.
I mean, you may be right.
Dude, you never know. But I guess you guys are going to have to come back to find out, see who won over this agonizing pick. But we want to thank everyone for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Leave us a voice message on anchor.fm/gauchos or biggauchos.com. If you want to send us an investing tip, we might play it on the show. Tyler, disclaimer, please.
All right, Big Gauchos, just a quick disclaimer that everything said on this podcast is our opinions from our experiences. We are not licensed brokers, so everything said, I'm going to repeat myself, on this podcast is our opinions from our experiences. So we are not liable for any lost gains, but we were directly liable for all major gains. We love to make money. We hope you guys make some money, but please do your research, do your due diligence. Make sure you know what you're investing in. Please invest safely, Big Gauchos. At the same time, please like and subscribe. We love the support. We're growing every day. Thanks to you guys. We greatly appreciate it. And Dave, please hit them with the amazing Instagram. I don't know if you're up top or on bottom, but let the viewers know.
Bottom.
Yeah, so the Instagram is at Big Gauchos. So go over, check it out. Post new content almost daily. We're slacking a little bit right now, but it's okay.
Dave's trying to get into medical school. I'm just kidding. We're all very proud of him, so just bear with us.
Yeah, so I'm going to be a little busy for the next couple of weeks, but probably in September, that's when I'll start picking up again, and I'll post daily content a couple times a day probably. That's what I was trying to get into. So right now I'm slacking. I'm still posting, but I'm a little bit slower than usual. So just bear with me on that.
It's all right. September's coming up. Well, if you guys are listening on any streaming services, make sure to share that link with a friend. And if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, especially, make sure to leave us a review or a rating 1 to 5 stars. We do not accept anything less than 4.5 stars. Just remember, gains only. Leave us a review. Tell us somebody you liked on the show. Tell us something you want to see on the show. Who's your favorite Big Gaucho? And make sure you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Google, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Overcast, or your own RSS feed. And all that being said, good night from Arizona. Big Gauchos, we hope you made some money today. Peace.